I'm Rachel Gable, and this is your Fair Cattle Markets update for May 5th. Today, June live cattle futures were at $1.13, which was lower than live hog futures, which are at $113.3 1/4, which I'm told is a first for our generation. Current cutout value on choice beef is hovering right around $301.22. Trade Representative Catherine Tai met virtually Monday with U.S. ag organizations that have strong interests in the USMCA agreement on trade. I was hoping that we would hear a little bit more on the cattle side, but her remarks were very heavy on climate, which of course has been very much a defining topic for the Biden administration, as well as equitable treatment of workers as a climate solution. She said, "The fact is that the hemisphere is our home. The countries of the Americas are our neighbors, and our futures are interdependent. Our success is based on the principle that no one should be left behind. For these reasons, we will use trade policy to address racial equity and support underserved communities. We need to translate that concept into meaningful change for farmers, ranchers, factory workers, micro and small entrepreneurs, and families." But I read through all of her remarks, and I'm not entirely sure how she's headed in that direction, but certainly climate was a defining topic in her remarks. The North American Meat Institute today praised President Biden's decision to increase the number of refugees admitted to the United States to 62,500, up from the Trump administration's previous limit of 15,000. In an email to the Hagstrom report, the Meat Institute said that President Biden's decision to increase the number of refugees is positive news for the meat and poultry industry. Meat packers and processors have employed those in the refugee community because they are hardworking and dependable. Finding a stable workforce is always a challenge, especially since the H-2A program is not available to that industry. A San Francisco federal appeals court upheld a decision in favor of Impossible Foods. The decision was made by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, allowing Impossible Foods to use heme, which is the additive the company says makes their products taste like meat. Heme, coincidentally, is an iron-containing compound that is found in plants and animals alike, but at higher levels in animals, and it is what makes the Impossible Burger appear to bleed. The FDA used a weaker legal standard than it should have to approve the use of heme, the nonprofit Center for Food Safety said in a lawsuit that they filed last year. It said the FDA made its decision based on safety standards for food additives rather than on standards for color additives, which stipulate that there needs to be convincing evidence that the color additive causes no harm. This heme they use a genetically modified version of it from the nodules in soy proteins, and it is something that the competitors like Beyond Meat do not use. So certainly, had the court not upheld this action in favor of the Impossible Foods company, it would be a pretty big blow to that company. I'm Rachel Gable. I'm the assistant editor of the Fence Post magazine, and this is your Fair Cattle Markets update for the 5th of May.